From the highlands of Ethiopia to the strategic waters of the Red Sea, a seismic geopolitical shift is underway. A dangerous new doctrine threatens to plunge the Horn of Africa and the Nile Valley into a catastrophic war, redraw the region's map of power, and disrupt one of the world's most critical maritime arteries. What if I told you that the disputes over a dam, a brutal civil war, and threats of invasion are not separate crises, but part of a single, audacious plan? At the center of this storm is Ethiopia. Beset by internal crises but emboldened by powerful foreign patrons, its leadership appears to be embarking on what they've termed the Two Waters Doctrine, a perilous strategy to secure dominance over both the Nile River and the Red Sea. While cloaked in the language of economic necessity, this gambit looks increasingly like a transparent pretext for conquest, placing Ethiopia on a direct collision course with regional titans Egypt and Eritrea. The stage is being set for a conflict with truly global consequences. Let's start with the first water, the Nile. For decades, this river has been the primary flashpoint. Ethiopia's unilateral filling and operation of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD, has been a source of existential anxiety for downstream Egypt and Sudan. For Egypt, the Nile isn't just a river, it's the nation's lifeblood, supplying over 95% of its water. By consistently rejecting binding international agreements and good faith negotiations, Addis Ababa has pursued a policy of hydro-hegemony. The fear in Cairo is that the dam could become a hydraulic lever, giving Ethiopia the power to choke Egypt's lifeline at will. But this tension is no longer merely diplomatic. Ethiopia's assertive interference in the tragic Sudanese civil war is seen by many in Cairo and beyond as a calculated move. Is it about peacekeeping, or is it about installing a pliable regime in Khartoum? A friendly government in Sudan would serve two strategic purposes for Ethiopia. It would consolidate its control over the Blue Nile S basin and strategically isolate Egypt, leaving it without a key ally on its southern border. With instability sown on its western flank, the Ethiopian regime is now turning its gaze eastward to a far more explosive front. This brings us to the second water, the Red Sea. In a move that sent shockwaves through the region, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has dramatically escalated his rhetoric. He's framed his nation's landlocked status as an intolerable sovereign crisis, a historical injustice that must be corrected. But to many observers, this doesn't sound like the cry of a victim. It sounds like the war drum of an aggressor. This bellicose narrative is a chilling echo of historical justifications for military conquest. It appears to be manufacturing a reason for a full-scale invasion of its sovereign neighbor, Eritrea. The objective seems brutally simple and strategically profound: to seize Eritrea, a strategic coastline and its sovereign ports, carving out a corridor to the sea in a blatant violation of international law. Such an invasion wouldn't just be about securing a coastline, it would be about fundamentally altering the balance of power in the Red Sea. The ultimate prize is control over the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. This is the narrow choke point at the southern entrance of the Red Sea. A significant portion of global trade and energy supplies pass through this strait on their way to the Suez Canal. By establishing a commanding presence on the Eritrean coast, Ethiopia could project power over this vital global gateway. This would complete the Two Waters Gambit, handing Addis Ababa a terrifying new lever of power over Egypt. Imagine this from Cairo's perspective. It's a nightmare scenario, being choked from the south via the Nile and threatened from the north via the Red Sea. Egypt's primary source of foreign revenue, the Suez Canal, could effectively be held hostage. The economic and strategic implications would be staggering, not just for Egypt, but for the entire world. Now, you might be asking, how could this happen? An expansionist agenda of this scale isn't pursued in a vacuum. It is reportedly underwritten by significant financial and strategic backing from the United Arab Emirates. The UAE, a major power in the Horn of Africa with vast port investments, sees a strong, allied Ethiopia as a key pillar of its regional strategy. The Emirates are driven by their own imperative to ensure freedom of navigation in the Red Sea and to counterbalance regional rivals. For years, they have cultivated deep ties with Addis Ababa. But in this pursuit of regional influence, is the UAE fanning the flames of a devastating conflict? By providing diplomatic and financial cover, they could be seen as enabling Ethiopia's flagrant disregard for the foundational principles of national sovereignty and territorial integrity, principles enshrined in the United Nations Charter. This support is complicit in a plan that threatens to plunge the entire region into a devastating war, disrupt global trade, and create a humanitarian crisis on an unimaginable scale. The pieces are moving rapidly on this vast and dangerous chessboard. What we are witnessing is not a series of disparate crises, the GERD dispute, the war in Sudan, the looming conflict with Eritrea. It appears to be a single, integrated strategy to forge a new regional hegemon through military adventurism and a reinterpretation of history. Eritrea now stands on the front line. Its struggle is not just in defense of its own territory, but in defense of the rule of law and the principle that national borders cannot be redrawn by force. The international community, often distracted by other global crises, can no longer afford to remain silent. The choice is stark: either appease an expansionist power and watch as the Horn of Africa descends into chaos, or stand firm for international law and the inviolable sovereignty of nations. To fail to do so is to invite a conflagration that will be felt far beyond the shores of the Red Sea. The stability of Northeast Africa, the security of global maritime trade, and the lives of millions hang in the balance. The world is watching, and the time for passive observation is over. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis insightful, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world's most critical geopolitical issues. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.